Welcome to today's class.
Today we are going to be preparing for the mathematics exam coming up. The physics tutorial we did, I know it was very helpful. I saw questions exactly on specific heat capacity. I was so happy that at least what I'm doing is helping people, and so many students are getting value as well. So for mathematics, there are topics you should not play with. The first one is AP and GP, arithmetic progression and geometry progression, bearing, elevation and depression, because they are together, bearing and distances, elevation and depression, probability, and then circle theorem. There are others that have to do with plotting of graph, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, but you have to choose between these questions. So watch this video to the end. I'm going to point out so many things I want you to know and prepare before going in for this exam. So I'm going to solve 7 questions. Please watch this video to the end. I'm going to be as fast as I can so that the video won't be too long, to give you much value, so that after the exam on Wednesday, you're going to come out of the exam hall very happy. Okay, let's take the first question from AP and GP. The first term of a GP is 7. Find its fourth term if its common ratio is 3. Before you go into write exam, remember that for AP, I'm going to give you formula for AP. The nth term for AP, let me rule it like this. For AP, the nth term, Tn, is A plus n minus 1, then the common difference, where A is the first term, n is the number of terms, d is the common difference. Now, it means that if we are looking for when n is 1, the first one, T1, will be 1 minus 1, that's 0, will have A. If it's T2, this will reduce to A plus D. If it's T3, you're going to have A plus 2D. If it's T4, you're going to have A plus 3D. So this is how it's going to be up to the nth term. Tn will now be A plus n minus 1D. Please have this formula in mind. Then for GP, geometry progression, have it in mind that Tn is ARn minus 1, where R is the common ratio, A is the first term. This one is ratio, so you are dividing the second term over the first term so that you can get the common ratio. Common difference is subtraction. Then there we are going to have, for T1, we are just going to have it to be A, because 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. For T2, we are going to have it to be AR. For T3, we are going to have AR squared. For T4, we are going to have AR cubed. Just have all this in mind. You're not going to have any difficulty solving it. Then we'll have ARn minus 1. That's for the general term. Let me also write out the formula for the sum. For the sum of AP, let me extend this line. For the sum of AP, please, if you want to find the sum, just write the formula you already know. That's A plus n minus 1D. Write it. Now, this is the one you already know. Add 2 to A. Multiply 2 to A. You have it. Then the next thing is, put everything in brackets. N over 2. That's all. You see, you have gotten the formula. Remember, just write the one you already know. Multiply 2 in front of it. Then n over 2, you have your formula. You can also use n over 2 into the first term plus the last term. So now for GP, the sum of term is A 1 minus r n over 1 minus r. This is for r less than 1. When it's less than 1, you see 1, every other thing is less. Then what if you have it to be greater than 1? If it's greater than 1, you're going to have it as Sn is equal to A into Rn minus 1 all over R minus 1. You can snap or write down this formula, is going to help you. So let's go ahead and solve our question. For the question we want to solve, we are given A as 7, R as 3, giving A to be 7, R as 3. So we are going to solve and find T4. T4 is AR cubed. That will be 7 times 3 raised to power 3. That's 7 times 27, which will give us 189. So that is what we have as the answer to this question. The second question, find the 19th term of the AP, 5 over 6, 8 over 6, 11 over 6. So A is 5 over 6. Let's get the common difference. The common difference, 11 over 6 minus 8 over 6, so that we can get the common difference as 11 minus 8 over 6. That will be 3 over 6, which is 1 over 2. So we have gotten the common difference. Then we can go ahead and apply the formula. Remember, we are looking for T19, and this is for an AP. We use A plus N minus 1 bracket the common difference. In this case, since it's 19, 19 minus 1, we have it as A plus 18 times the common difference. Remember, our A is 5 over 6 plus 18 times 1 over 2. So we'll handle this area first. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 9. So that we'll have 5 over 6 plus 9, which will give us the final answer as 9 whole number 5 over 6. Please remember the formula. If you can remember the formula, every other thing will not be an issue. Question 3. The bearing of a point y from point x is 150 degrees. What is the bearing of x from y? Please, when you are solving problem on bearing, please note, yes, we have the cardinal points. Remember, this is north, south, east, and west. And the starting point of your bearing must be from the north. You count 90, 90, and so on. Now, they say the bearing of a point y from point x from shows your starting point. So this should be our x. The starting point from the bearing of point y from x, it means that y depends on x. So x should come first, and the bearing is 150. From here is 90. Then we'll take off small points to get this. This is the point 4y. This will be our y, because the bearing of y depends on x. And if this is 90, the whole of this bearing is 150. It means that if here is 90, then this particular area has to be 60, so that we can get a total of 150. If here is 60, then this angle here is 60. Alternate angles. Now they are asking us, what is the bearing of x? We want to find this point x. We must start from y to get x. Once you know how to draw the diagram of bearing, every other thing will be very easy for you. So from here, we'll now count 90, 90, 90 plus 60. That's 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 60. And that will give us a total of 3 30 degrees as the answer. Remember, we started from this point to rotate to the point where we have x. Once you know how to draw your diagram, all you have to do is to apply sine and cosine rule. Let me remind you of this. Let's say you have something where this side A, the angle facing it is A. If this side is B, the angle facing it is capital B. If this side is C, the angle facing it is capital C. So you can apply cosine rule. Remember, cosine rule is this side. If you want to get the side, you use cosine rule that A square is equal to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. That's this angle, because you are looking for this side. Once you know all this, you see that bearing is very, very easy. I don't want this video to be too long because I have some things I want to point out for this exam. You can also use sine rule. You can also use sine rule where A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. So you can apply sine and cosine rule to solve problems on bearing. Just know that from is the starting point. Question 4. From the top, from the cape of a story building, the angle of depression of a mango on a tree 20 meters away from the base of the story building is 68 degrees. If the mango is 4.5 meters above the ground, what is the height of the story building to the nearest meter? Students find bearing and distances, elevation and depression very hard because they don't know how to sketch the diagram. Once you get the diagram, just apply sine and cosine rule. It is one of the easiest mathematics to solve. But when you don't get the diagram, you will not know where to start. So from the top of a story building, okay, let me make a sketch. Let this be the story building. Let me put SB showing the story building. Then another one we need to note is the mango tree. So let this be the mango tree. Let this be the mango tree with mango on top. Now remember the question said the angle of depression of a mango, that's this mango, on a tree 20 meters away from the base of the story building, means that from here to here is 20 meters. The distance between the mango tree and the story building is 20 meters. Then the angle of depression of the mango is 68 degrees. Okay, I will put this horizontal distance and now place this angle. Remember that if you have this as well as the depression, alternate angles are equal. So we can have this as 68 degrees. Okay, now what is if the mango is 4.5 meters above the ground, it means that this is the ground and this is the mango. We have the height to be 4.5 meters. Therefore, from here to here is also 4.5 meters. You put the diagram. Then what are we looking for? Height of the story building. From here to this point is the height we are looking for. So we have to find x. Let me draw out this point. Here is x, here is 68. Remember that this is 20 and here is also 20 meters. 20. So I'm going to find x. Once I get x, I will now add x plus 4.5 to get the height I'm looking for. Once you get the diagram, you just remember SOHCAHTOA. Remember it, just apply it. You see that it's very, very easy. Okay, what will I use now? I'll use tan 68. Tan is opposite over adjacent. So I can say tan 68. Tan 68 is x opposite tan x over the adjacent, which is 20. So x will be 20 times 68. Okay, times 68 is 2.48. 20 times 2.48. That will give us x as 49.6 meters. So we have gotten from here to here as 49.6 meters. The total height we are looking for, let's add everything. Height is going to be 49 plus 6 plus 4.5. So we can have our final answer as approximately, let's say, 54 meters. This is the answer. Question 5. The angle of elevation of the top T of a pole from a point X on the horizontal ground is 32 degrees. If X is 68 meters away from the foot F of the pole, calculate the height FT of the pole correct to one decimal place. Remember what I said in the last one? You must know how to draw your diagram. The angle of elevation of the top T of a pole, let this be the pole T. Let this be the pole T. Then the angle of elevation of the top T of the pole from a point X. We have to locate a point and let that point be this X. And then we'll get the angle of elevation from, remember, from, this is elevation going up. That's why we always have something like this. This way is elevation going up. This way is depression going down. An alternate angle, theta, theta, they are equal. It will be very easy for you to know that the angle of elevation is 32 degrees, is going up elevation. Okay? Remember, depression is coming down. Now, if x is 68 meters away from the foot, 68 meters, that's distance from x to that point. Calculate the height. We are looking for h. This is very easy to calculate. We are also going to apply SOHCAHTOA to our sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, tan is opposite over adjacent. So since we have opposite adjacent, we are going to use tan 32 is equal to opposite, which is head, over adjacent 68. From there, we'll get our height to be 68 tan 32, and that will give us 42 meters. Okay. Question 6. Find the value of k such that t squared plus kt plus 25 over 4 is a perfect square. Please watch that video on completing the square method. This problem can be solved when you have understanding of completing the square method. It's very easy. I did a video on that. Please watch it. When you have problem like this, we have t squared plus kt plus 25 over 4. We want to find the value of k that will make this expression a perfect square. The first thing you have to do is, the unknown is t. So find the coefficient of t. The first thing is to identify the coefficient of the unknown, and that is k. So when you find the coefficient of unknown, the next thing is half the coefficient of t, that's k over 2. That's why you need to watch that video on completing the square method. Then what again do you do? You square half of the coefficient. So you are going to say k over 2 all square. This is the number that you need to make it a perfect square. So we are going to say that k over 2 all squared is equal to this one, that's 25 over 4. K squared over 2 squared is 4, is 25 over 4. Remember, this and this will cancel out. If we cross multiply, we have 4k square and 4 times this. So this and this will go, so that we'll have k square is 25. So that k will be square root of 25. K is 5. This is the number we are looking for. That will make it a perfect square. The last question is on circle geometry. An arc of a circle subtends an angle of 75 degrees at the center of the circle. If the diameter of the circle is 7 cm, what is the length of the arc? Take pi to be 3.142. Let me just make a sketch. Now, is a minor arc because the angle there is 75 degrees. So we want to find the length of this arc. You will use the formula. Length of arc is the circumference, which is 2 pi r times the angle, fraction of that angle. Please don't forget this formula. And don't forget that you have a 4-figure table that can help you. Please put it in your bag as you're going for your exam. So we can go ahead. Remember, this is for length of arc. If it's for area of sector, we are going to have it to be pi r squared. That's area times theta over 360. Okay, now we are given from the question, our theta is 75 degrees, then diameter was given as 7. Therefore, radius will be 7 over 2, which is 3.5 cm. Then we can apply our formula. Very easy, which is 2 times 3.142 times r is given as 3.5 times 75 over 360. So if we use our calculator, we are going to have our final answer as 4.58 cm. Please note all this formula. Remember your circle theorem and your circle geometry is very, very important. Thank you for watching this video to this point. Please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel for more video. Remember to turn the bell notification. If I get any updates, I'll always put it up before the exam. Please turn your bell notification up so that you will always get videos and any updates before your exam. Thank you.